All right. Hey, thank you so much for inviting me for this talk. So for those of you guys who have only seen me for the first time, my name is Chase, and I'm actually from Hoseki Feng Shui. So in Hoseki Feng Shui, right, we have served over like 9,000 over clients worldwide up until 2023. And it's very interesting because in this journey, right, one of the most important things for me is actually benefactors. You know, many people have helped me along the way. And if not for these referrals, right, I think Hoseki will not be who we are today. So which is why today we're going to start on this topic on benefactor luck. Yeah, so how many of you guys actually have benefactors in your life, right, that have helped you in your businesses or even your career? If you have, right, please type 1 just to make sure that everybody is here on Zoom and perhaps not in the kitchen, like still buttering your bread in the morning. Okay, so anyone have like benefactor luck, you know, in their lives, you know, benefactors that really like help them, you know, until they can become who they are today? Yeah, I know I have for sure lah. So if not for some of my clients, right, then this will not be possible. Okay, so if not, I will start with a very basic question that usually all my clients would usually ask me. What exactly is the objective of Feng Shui? So what do you guys think? What exactly is the objective of Feng Shui? I've asked this question like many times, right? And the usual answer that I'll get is like, okay, the objective of Feng Shui is for me to know when I can, get my 4D strike, when I can actually win the lottery, when I can see my, son become rich, become Bill Gates. So many of these kind of answers would usually flood during the seminars that I hold. But interestingly, I just want to hear like, what do you guys think Feng Shui is about? Okay, maybe I'll just ask Willie lah, since Willie is quite participative. What do you think, Willie? Like, what do you think Feng Shui is about to you? Is it to improve your career, to improve your benefactor luck?
Perhaps we can also invite the rest to key in your answers via the webinar chat, just in case if you don't know where it is on your right-hand side. You can actually see this chat box. Once you click on the chat icon located at the bottom of your screen.
Okay, I'll just tell you the answer because one of the most important thing, right, for Feng Shui, right, is actually to avoid danger. Okay, to avoid danger. If you know your favorable elements, if you know, like, according to your 八字 chart, what exactly are the hidden dangers in your life, right, you can try to avoid them. For some people, it could be, not so good relationship with their loved ones when they are older, perhaps their kids. For some people, it could be a certain kind of a health problem when they reach a certain age, so which is why it's important for them to get their insurances ready. And for some people, it could be a spouse problem in the middle portion of their life. Yeah, but let's say if you were to know your strengths, right, you will also similarly be able to maximize your luck as well. So recently, right, I actually have a client who has a talent in creative field. So one of the things that she's actually facing is that she's facing a career crisis, and she actually went to do a job in administrative instead. So the issue is that, right, she's not leveraging on her strengths to create value for herself. And when I asked her during the session, right, she told me that she used to be quite a avid baker in the past. So, so I advised her, why not you start a business by opening up your own baking business? It can be home-based at the very beginning, and later on, you can carry on opening a shop of your own. So the point is that if you learn how to avoid danger and maximize your luck, right, you're able to use Feng Shui to leverage on your life. And one of the most important ways that we can leverage in 2023, right, is through benefactor luck. Now, what exactly is benefactor luck? Okay, so if you guys have any like answers to that question, right, please feel free to key in for me. If not, I will also tell you my point of view, because there's no right, no wrong on what exactly benefactor luck is about. But from my point of view, right, benefactor luck, right, is about being nice to people, right, and having someone return the favor, right, by being your somewhat noble man, someone that help you along the way, someone that help you, to improve your business, to give you advice, to give you guidance. So it's not easy to tell who are your benefactors, because very often, right, sometimes they don't appear to be your benefactor at first glance. But later on, you will find that these people, right, are very, very helpful to your lives. For example, my teachers when I was young, okay? Even some of my teachers, right, when I was learning Feng Shui, right, they were quite difficult to get along. But, actually I learned from 5 different masters. So my point is that some of them, they are really hard to get along. And regardless, right, these are the people that really taught me the most. So one of the key things is how to attract benefactors. And the second thing is that how to identify benefactors. This will be also covered during today's seminar. Now, why is benefactor luck important in 2023? If you were to plot the 2023 chart, right, you'll realize that, right, in 2023, benefactor luck is most important because of a friendship star. Okay, because of a friendship star. How do we plot the chart then? Okay, we use 八字 system, right, and plot the Li Chun date of 2023. We'll be able to plot it like a person, find out the personality of 23. And upon plotting, you'll realize that 2023 is a friendly guy. It's a water year, and it has an accompanying water star. So having 2 similar stars within the same 八字 chart shows that this person is a friendly person. Having a friendly personality means that this year is a year where friendships are important. But how do we leverage on friendships? You first need to have benefactor luck. If people don't like to talk to you, it is very hard for you to leverage on this strength of friendship for 2023. Now, if you guys like to, close your Zoom video when you do Zoom calls, or perhaps when you go to an event, you like to blend into the wallpaper, or perhaps when you're this invited guest is speaking to you and you don't exactly comment in the chat, it's actually not so good for your luck in 2023, because 2023 networking is pretty important. And I guess perhaps even within this same call, there can be people that we can network with even after the session. So as much as possible, try to leverage on this star in 23 in order to make it a good year. But the interesting thing is that in 2023, there's an accompanying young Earth star, right, that is actually affecting that of the in-water friendship star. Okay, when it combines with each other, it forms what we call a negative wealth star. So learning how to see who are your benefactors, right, is also a very important skill set in 2023, because there will also be a lot of betrayal, backstabs, and lawsuits as well. So we want to learn how to attract, but we also want to learn how to identify the right benefactors who can really help us in 2023. Okay, so this is why benefactor luck is important. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go through the zodiacs. Now, this is the most interesting topic that everybody wants to listen to, but Feng Shui definitely is much more. So let me first go through the zodiac first. This is actually a small snapshot, right, of all the 12 different zodiacs. And you can see from this snapshot who has benefactor luck and who has no benefactor luck. So one of the most affected zodiac, right, is actually Rooster. It's actually Rooster. So anyone in the zodiac of the Rooster today? Anyone in the affected zodiac of Rooster? No roosters today, huh? Okay, so if not, then I'll just start with the usual sequence for the zodiac, okay? Wow, okay, so the first one, we have the red zodiac. So red zodiac, interestingly, have quite good benefactor luck in 2023. Okay, so if you guys are in the red zodiac, right, as I'm speaking about it, please type red, R-A-T, okay? Please type red. So first thing, good benefactor luck. Why? Because the red zodiac belongs to that of the water star. So the water star is also a friendship star in the year of 2023. So it's very easy for the rat to attract people, to attract people to them for their business. Okay, nice to see you. So Wen Jun is actually in that of the rat zodiac. Okay, so other than that of being able to attract benefactors, right? These benefactors will also be able to help them to further their career and also their businesses. If you are a business owner, right, it is very easy for you to see strong growth, okay, because you're going to find, important people that make your life much smoother. But one of the issues that the rat faces, right, is that as they grow in their success, they become a little bit proud in 2023. So this pride, right, brings about another star called the Tai Sui clash. Okay, and this Tai Sui clash, right, is called Xing Tai Sui, or punishment of the Tai Sui. What does it mean is that, right, it is easy for the rat to offend people because they seem to be, not that they are, okay, so you all don't go around judging all the rats out there, so we don't judge people. But the thing is that they appear to be rude, inconsiderate, and perhaps proud. Okay, so this is one of the issues that as they grow in their success, they might become like that. And it is also reflected in that of the Tai Sui clash of the year for rats. So rats, do watch out for this point, but use your benefactor luck to your advantage. So as much as possible, you get the benefactors, right, but you try and lock them in, right, by showing humility. Okay, so that's my advice for the rat this year. Now, the next one is the ox. So ox, very interesting. Ox actually is in the element of earth. But earth clashes with that of the wood element of the year because rabbit is in the wood element. Although it is a water year, but rabbit itself is in the purity of wood. Okay, so this wood and earth clashes, right, forming a lot of energy because energy, and as energy is formed, right, it is great for the ox career. So oxes will find that they're very energized and they want to perform very well for their career. So they are expected to have some form of benefactor luck within their workplace. So this kind of benefactor luck is different from the benefactor luck of the rat, because the rat one is people help them with their business. But for the oxes, it is actually from that of their peers, okay, from their workplace, because they are motivated. When you see someone is strongly motivated in a workplace, you will respect this person. So this is what the ox will have, okay? Bosses are also going to find oxes very reliable. So this is the kind of benefactor luck that oxes have. But what's the issue with oxes then? A few issues. Number one, when you're too strong about something, you tend to offend people. So you become a little bit extreme. Second thing is that, right, because of this burst of energy, right, it is difficult for the oxes to focus. So which is why it can be bad for the oxes investment luck. Okay, so do not do risky investments in 2023, but try to, put your money into something that is of safer instruments, or find a professional to help you. Okay, like your financial advisor or someone that you really trust. So this is my advice for the oxes. Okay, anyone in that of the zodiac of the tiger? Okay, this is very interesting. So tiger, right? If I may use Chinese, okay, so 4 words to describe the tiger: 咸鱼翻身. So in 2022, right, it wasn't exactly such a great year for the tiger, but in 2023 per se, the tiger had a very, very exciting year. It's as if that they are let out of their cages, right, so that they can do something really, really great this year. So with that kind of energy that brings them out, their career actually is easy to see progress, and they want to achieve things as well. But some of the things that really affect the tiger is that, right, they are so strong, right, it is easy for them to become publicly boastful. So people will feel that, the tiger is very difficult to get along in 2023, and they are trying too hard. And because of that, right, it really, really reduces their benefactor luck. You want to achieve a lot more in your work, but at home, you will find that, right, nobody understands you. Because from work, right, you bring the same persona back home. So people are going to feel that, hey, why are you acting in this manner? So which is why for the tiger zodiac, right, it's difficult to get understanding also from their family members. So good motivation at work, but poor relationship with people, which is why Tiger has not much benefactor luck in 2023. Okay, so this is one of the things that Tiger will need to watch out for. And lastly, Tiger also have what we call the sickness star. Okay, there's a star called a sickness star, and it will be quite easy for the Tigers to fall sick in 2023. So something to really for them to watch out for is to take care of their health. Then we have the rabbit. So we have always heard the old people say that, okay, 本命年, right? So the same zodiac with the year usually will have a bad year. How many of you guys believe in that? If you guys believe in that, please type yes. Okay, so please type yes. So do you believe that same zodiac of the year will give the zodiac a bad year? What do you guys think? Now, my opinion is that, right, rabbits technically have quite a good year in 2023. Okay, rabbits generally have quite a good year in 2023. So Amanda says yes. Okay, my point is that, right, rabbits among all the 12 different zodiacs, right, are one of the luckiest zodiacs. Okay, so although they are affected by the Tai Sui clash, right, called 子太岁, but this strong ability of them to be lucky, right, protects them with something we call 岁家. So 岁家 is a kind of like a protective seal that protects them from harm. Okay, so why is the rabbit, right, able to progress in 2-3? Because of the similar star as the rabbit. So when you have a similar wood star, right, it brings them friendship. The second thing is that, right, it will be easy for them to also learn new skills. Okay, easily they can absorb new skill sets in 2-3. So it will be easy for them to use these new skills, right, to advance in their work, advance in their business especially. So all the business owners who are rabbits, right, please take note that it can be a very, very exciting year for you. They will be able to meet people that can give them a helping hand and really lift their business to the next level. But one of the issues that the rabbit faces is that, right, they still have what we call the 子太岁 issue. So this 太岁 issue that the rabbit faces, right, makes their personality extreme. Okay, 有点偏激啊. So they can actually feel that they are not progressing as well as they want to. And because of this extreme personality, right, you are often unhappy. This unhappiness can translate to what we call the accident star. So rabbits, if you are driving on the road, do not keep thinking about work. Try to be very careful whenever you go to the gym, because you have a year of supposedly, accident star. Okay, so that's for the rabbits. Now, then for the dragons, usually we will have a lot of dragons participants. Anyone in that of the zodiac of the dragon. Okay, dragon has a very, very interesting year. So Evangeline, wow, dragon. Okay, so when you are in that of the zodiac of the dragon, right, this year is a year of good mentorship luck. Okay, so the dragons have what we call benefactor luck in that of mentorship. What is mentorship? Mentorship means that your boss like you. So Evangeline says that she's in that of the zodiac of the dragon. So her boss is going to, who's her boss? Is your boss here? So your boss is going to like you in 2023. Yeah, I'm sure your boss likes you. I mean, you're quite likable, but in 2023, right, your boss will like you even more due to this mentorship star. Okay, due to this mentorship star. And it is a bit of a different kind of benefactor luck, because bosses will be able to see what you're working on and they will recognize you for your effort as well. But one of the things that the dragon faces is that, right, dragon also have the Tai Sui clash. Now, some people say, isn't rabbit and rooster the one clashing? Dragon also have the Tai Sui clash. Yes. So dragon goes through what we call high Tai Sui. So what exactly is high? High means harm, H-A-R-M. Okay, so this kind, right, makes the dragon a little bit extreme in their personality. But this extreme is a bit different from the rabbit's extreme. This extreme means that, right, they feel that people's expectations of them are too high. Wow, the boss gives me a lot of work. Okay, I'm very stressed. But why does the boss choose you to give the work? Because the boss trusts you, ma. So let's say if you experience the Tai Sui clash, within this year, because you're that of the dragon zodiac, right? Try to maintain a positive mind. Try to interpret this in a manner that, okay, your boss trusts you. So which is why he's assigning you more work. Instead of that, wow, I'm getting a lot more work. I think I can't cope. I'm going to faint. Okay, so try to take it positively. This is one way that we can counteract the Tai Sui clash. The second thing is that, right, try to also remain healthy, exercise regularly, go for your yoga lessons, and prevent yourself from getting headaches. Because when you have the high Tai Sui, right, one of the key elements that can affect you is going to be headaches. Okay, so have sufficient sleep. Okay, sleep is very important. Recently, I have a client who is a mega star in the D2C scene for beauty. And she tells me that sleep is very important, even for ladies to maintain healthy skin. Okay, so that is what the dragons will need to watch out for the year. Now then, we have the snake zodiac. Very interesting. So snake zodiac, how come the snake zodiac has no benefactor luck? Are you sure? Yes. So why? This is the interpretation flow for the snakes. Snakes have a very good year of family luck. So who is in the zodiac of the snake here? If you are trying for a new member in your family, you know what I'm trying to say. This is actually a good year for the snake. Okay, it is easy for you to have someone new entering the family. And let's say if you're single, right, this is actually a good romance year for you as well. But regarding your work, this becomes a problem because your colleagues cannot stand your laissez-faire lifestyle. Now we have like the whole world, most companies cutting costs and retrenching people. Some teams, right, I've heard from some clients, right, they are being reduced from 20 people to 12 people, and then from 12 people to 8 people, 8 people to 4 people. So from 20 plus people, you reduce the ops team to only 4 people. Wow, if one of your colleagues take leave, that's it, man. 3 of you work until you want to die. So this is the kind of problem that the current team faces. And if someone is in that of the zodiac of the snake, they are going to have a lot of reasons to take leave. Okay, I have a new member in my family. I want to take leave. I mean, this is no choice, right? And then secondly is that, I just met a new girlfriend. I need to bring my girlfriend for holiday here, there, everywhere. And then they start to have wanderlust issues. And then they go for long trips overseas. So you will be the one that have to bear the burden of the brunt. You actually have to, tank all the projects that your bosses throw at you. So, which is why at work, it is very easy for the snakes to get backstabbed in 2023. Okay, so this is the issue that the snake faces. But the snake also has super good investment luck. So they have what we call a travel star. But nowadays, right, when you have the travel star, it doesn't mean that you need to travel to enjoy the luck. It means that you are dynamic and there are opportunities for you overseas. So try to look for overseas possible investments or even overseas benefactors if you are in that of the snake zodiac. Okay, then we have the horse. Horses have a very good year in 23 because they have what we call a success star. Okay, so horses have the success star, easy for them to become super successful. But however, their relationship is suffering a little bit in 23. So horses go through a Tai Sui clash as well, called the Po Tai Sui. Anyone heard of the Po Tai Sui before? Yeah, so it is what we call destruction star. So what does it mean? Hey, sounds very scary. Chase, are you serious? What is this destruction? Okay, let me put it in simple terms for you to understand. How does it feel like to walk on eggshells? I mean, don't try at home. I mean, you probably crack the egg, but just imagine that you're walking on eggshells. Just imagine that. It can be quite hard for you to walk properly without cracking the egg. So what I mean to say is that, right, imagine that you have relationships that are about to crack. Imagine you have some body issues that are about to crack. For example, you have a pending heart issue. This can be a year, right, that you might finally give way. So take care of your health. Okay, if you have a relationship issue that is about to crack. This can be the year that you finally say something wrong, okay, and you finally push the relationship to the limit, and then that's it. So horses go through what we call the 破太岁 this year. So try to be very careful not to test the limit of these issues. Okay, then next up we have the goat. Okay, the goat. Wow, so the goat, right, has a very, very interesting year. Anyone are bosses here? So all the bosses, right? Can you type 1, please? Can you type 1? So if you're running your own business, if you are a boss, okay, and you have a subordinate, you have someone in that of the goat zodiac. Goat zodiacs have a super good learning year in 2023. So with this learning star, right, you can actually absorb a lot of new knowledge. So bosses can actually load them with a lot of new courses, give them some new projects. They will be able to do well. So which is why goats have a good year in terms of their career. Now, if you are able to learn things, right, you will also have benefactor luck as well, because I have some clients, right, who are actually working in Shopee. So they tell me that they have a very strong learning culture. Once they learn something new, they want to share with their colleagues. Okay, so they keep sharing. So which is why your colleagues will like you as well. Me assuming that you're not selfish and you share, which I assume everybody in this Zoom session is, okay? So assuming that you are not selfish and you share, your colleagues will like you very much. So this is what we call the learning star for the goats, okay? But one of the bad things is that, right, relationship can suffer a little bit for the goats, especially for the ladies. So if you are that of the in that of the zodiac of the goat, right, you can be a little bit suspicious in 2023. Okay, just a little bit suspicious, and this suspiciousness, right, can give you problems. Now, we don't want you to become too suspicious until you keep asking your husband where he is. Then this is going to affect your relationship slightly. Okay, imagine this combination: suspicious wife and outgoing husband. Never good ending. So try to maintain a cordial relationship with your spouse, okay? If you want to know where he is, just ask him where he's going. That's it, okay? So be straightforward about it for the goats. Okay, the next one is the monkey. Wow, monkey have a very exciting year in 23 because they have a not so good year in 2022 because of the clash, right? The tiger and the monkey clash. But in 23, right, the monkey is going to have more benefactors in their life. So they're going to see, like, people helping them in their work. They're going to meet a lot of people that can help them to grow their business. So for monkeys who are doing their own business, right, 23 is a exciting year. One of the issues that the monkey faces is that, right, okay, so they have good luck at home, they have good luck in their workplace. What is the issue then? They suffer from something called 大号. It's like a kind of exhaustion, but exhaust where? Exhaust your bank account. Okay, so for the monkeys, if you're wondering, doesn't exhaust anywhere except your bank account. So how do you exhaust your bank account? You spend too much. Where do you spend on? Okay, you're trying to grow your business, so you have new people coming to meet you, so-called benefactors, but you're not very good at recognizing who are your right benefactors. So what do? You try to spend money to entertain them, to keep them, okay, to nurture the friendship using gifts, using dinners, using entertainment, using money. Okay, is it the right way to make friends? What do you guys teach your kids in school? Okay, buy things for your friends so that they become your friends. Do we teach them that? We don't, right? But monkeys will be easy to make this mistake in 2023. Okay, so this, just watch out for this point for the exhaustion star. Now, next up is the rooster. Wow, this is tough. So I have a client, right, who commented that, hey, how tough is it? How tough is it? So he asked me how tough is it. I said, I don't know how to describe to you, but it's just tough. So he said, is it as tough as, frying the chicken in a frying pan like KFC? So it is actually quite a good analogy. Okay, so roosters don't exactly have a very good year. So if you understand the element of the rooster is actually that of the metal element. And then you have the rabbit in that of the wood element. These two actually clashes. clashes. Even if you look at the luo pan or any other compass, right, it means a east and west clash. So within that of 八字, we note this as a 6 clash. 6 clash. So this clash can bring about emotional issues for the rooster. So it is a very bad year if you lend money to your friend. So for the roosters, right, the advice that I can give you is that don't lend anyone money. Okay, to avoid disappointment. Maybe they will return, but most probably they won't, because in a Tai Sui clash year, your judgment is off. Okay, your judgment is off. So it's easy for you to make mistakes pertaining to lending of money, investment issues. You might even get scammed by your friends. Okay, so try to be on the lookout for all these issues. And because you're emotionally not stable, right, it is easy for you to make wrong career choices as well. So your boss scold you at work, you become unhappy. Without finding a new job, okay, you quit your job. Pretty common story for many of my clients suffering from 6 clash. So please do not make this mistake, but use the year well, right, to learn new skill sets, because you do have the learning star. So build up on your skill sets, right, so that you're ready for 2024. Okay, here is my advice for the rooster. Now, the next one for the dog. Dogs have a super good year in 2023. So for those of you guys who are waiting to start your business, right, 23 is finally the year for you to do so. Okay, so dogs have what we call the creative star. And definitely with the creative star, it is easy for them to get benefactors. I mean, who doesn't like creative people, right? You want to go out with a boring person like me? Like, can you imagine going to a bar with a boring person like me who doesn't drink, and then I order orange juice, and then I sit one corner, and then I smile at you? Yeah, so you would rather go out with someone who is exciting, colorful, fun. Okay, so the dogs have benefactor luck in that aspect. And the other thing is that because of their creativity, right, it is easy for them to succeed when taking on new projects as well. But one thing that the dog faces is that, right, their confidence level might not be as high to carry these good stars. So sometimes they have a lot of self-doubt, and then they will lose a bit of direction. If you are in that of the dog zodiac, right, try to have a strategic plan mapped out, for the year. You know exactly what you want to achieve, how you want to achieve it. Okay, so this is what we call goal setting. Proper goal setting can help dogs in 2023. And you have good investment luck, but however, you are a little bit lazy and you don't want to spend too much time on studying it. So try to spend some effort in this topic and you'll be able to grow your wealth. Lastly, the pig zodiac. So for the pig zodiac, right, they have benefactor luck in that of what we call mentorship luck. Now, this mentorship luck is a bit different from the dragon's one. So for the pig, their mentorship luck means that, right, it is easy for them to get new knowledge from their mentors. Wow, so it's different. So which means that they meet people that teach them life skills, okay, business skills that help them to propel their business and their career, right, for the next 2 to even 5 years. 教你本事, pretty good. So pigs have what we call good mentorship luck. People that will teach them skills. Okay, second thing that's good for the pigs, right, is that, right, it is good for their family as well. So pigs have what we call good family luck, but however, and also good mentorship luck. But because of the added responsibilities due to the fact that they need to learn new skills, right, sometimes their loved ones might not be able to understand their commitment and work. So this can cause small misunderstandings for the pig. Okay, and lastly, of course, the pig would like to keep on traveling in 2-3 as well. Try to control this one because it will make your mentors a little bit upset. Okay, so this is my recommendation for the pig zodiac in 2023. Okay, after we've gone through like everything about the zodiac, right? It's interesting because whenever we talk about Chinese astrology, everyone feels that it is just about the zodiacs, but that's not true. So here I'm showing you actually that of a 八字 chart. And how many of you guys know that within every guy's or every woman's 八字 chart, right? Everyone's 八字 chart has 4 different zodiacs. How many of you guys know that? Okay, if you don't know it, it's okay lah. So it's fine. So most people don't know, but every one of us have 4 different zodiacs within our 八字 chart. So which means that actually the 八字 system, right, is a lot more complex than just the zodiac alone. So using the zodiac to predict our benefactor luck or even our luck in general, right, might give us a very generalized forecast. Okay, so if you want to more accurately understand your luck, right, you will need to use the entire 八字 chart system, which is made up of your entire birth date and even your birth time and even your gender. Gender at birth, gender at birth. I got client ask me this question before. So if you want to find out a more personalized, forecast for the year, right, feel free to scan the QR code here, right, and our team will actually read for you whether or not 2023 is a good year for you or not. Some of you, yes, some of you maybe not. So how do we find out? Very easy. Okay, so the favorable elements, right, for 23 is actually water and wood. So if your favorable element is in that of water and wood, right, wow, then perhaps it is a good year for you. But if your favorable element is not, perhaps it is not a good year for you. So if you want, you can scan the QR code, right, and you will be led to a page whereby if you fill up the form, right, someone in my team will contact you, tell you that, hey, whether or not 2023 is a good year for you. And of course, we will also tell you your favorable elements while doing so. So while you are scanning this, because I've just talked about 12 zodiacs, right, I'm going to drink a sip of my green tea. Okay, so just give me about 10 seconds while you also have a little bit of time to scan the QR code. Okay, guys, shall we continue with the seminar? Without further ado, right, I'm going to lead you guys on something different. This is one of the most exciting topics, right, that I've ever shared. So I'm going to ask you this question. Are there people without benefactor luck? Because I've asked like this question many times, right, and I get a lot of weird and funny answers. What do you guys think? Come on, entertain me a little bit. Okay, so it's an interesting question that usually people would love to answer. Are there people without benefactor luck? 没有人缘呢？有没有？ Okay lah, I'm going to ask the host, because the host will usually entertain me. Lesser, yes. Okay, Willie says yes. Andy say lesser. But Woon don't have. Okay, pretty good. So Andy says Woon don't have. What about Evangelina? What do you think? Are there people without benefactor luck?
Maybe there is, but I do believe that there are. Generally, for everybody, it's just a matter of when and how you look at it.
Okay, great. So that is actually a very good answer. Yeah, so you have to be one to get it. Okay, yeah, Bernard, that's a good answer as well. Okay, so when I ask this question, sometimes during the seminar, live seminar, at the banks, and then they will tell me that, yeah, I tell you, I think my boss don't have benefactor lah. So I have this kind of answers before, and it is pretty interesting because my answer to everybody will be, everyone will surely have benefactor luck. If it is not in your 八字 chart, yes, some people, they don't have benefactor luck within their 八字 chart, but you will surely have it in your luck cycle. If you are so unlucky, both your 八字 chart and your luck cycle don't have benefactor luck, which is possible but very rare, you will surely have benefactor luck in your year cycle. So everyone will surely have some form of benefactor luck somewhere. But one of the issues is that, right, while you have benefactor luck, you also have negative benefactor luck. Similarly, it's like wealth stars. You can have positive wealth stars, but you can have negative wealth stars as well, which is why in Chinese New Year 2, what we do is that 我们送穷鬼. Okay, so we have to get rid of the negative wealth stars, on the 5th day of Lunar Chinese New Year. So in this case, there are people without benefactor luck. No, everyone surely will have, but some people have negative benefactor luck stars, which are perhaps much stronger than their benefactor luck. So how can we use 八字 to improve our benefactor luck? Main topic of the day. You need to understand your strengths. But they should just show one shot. It's a little bit slow. Okay, so I will not talk about everything due to time constraint, but I'll share with you two strong abilities that usually we can tap on to grow our benefactor luck. If you look at your own 八字 chart, right, you'll be able to see that, oh, no, I have this star, I have that star. And one of the most important stars that you need for benefactor luck, right, is leadership star. Have you met that kind of person, right, with strong ability to connect with people? Okay, and some of them, they are so good, right, when they go on stage, right, they don't even need to prepare. They can just say whenever they want to say, whatever they want to say. So this is what we call superb friendship stars. Okay, there's two kinds of friendship stars. You have 比肩 and you have 劫财. So some of these people, right, they can activate this ability, right, and connect so well with people, and people trust them as well. So these are people we call people with strong friendship stars. And these people generally can activate these stars to get benefactor luck for them. Okay, and the second kind of benefactor luck, which is very, very important, is called the leadership star. Okay, have you met bosses? You know, whatever they ask you to do, you will just do, but you cannot explain why. These are people who command leadership. You know, they are able to ask you to do things, and you just feel that you have to obey. Okay, so this leadership star is also inborn within a person's chart, and we can see them from a 八字 chart. Okay, so we just need to find the right stars to activate. Like I said, you know, Feng Shui is about maximizing your luck, and how to maximize is to leverage on your strengths. Okay, if you learn from Shaolin, right, you don't go down and then after 你去跟人家打武当派. So the key thing is that you want to leverage on whatever you are good at in order for you to get what you want. Okay, so one way to leverage is, you know, to grow your benefactor luck is to use your friendship stars and your leadership stars if they are present. Now, the next one is actually to understand your weakness. And there are a lot of weaknesses that can drive our benefactors away. Okay, getting benefactors is important, but keeping them is more important. So the first one is actually unfavorable wisdom. Okay, I've met a lot of clients with this, and they will always ask me, right, hey, really, can you put them in the Q&A? I'm going to answer that for you, okay, later. So understanding your weaknesses, right, is very important. And the first one is unfavorable wisdom. So what is unfavorable wisdom? They say the wrong thing at the wrong time. And these people, usually, they will ask you this question one. Why are there so many 小人 in my life? Yes, low EQ. So they will always ask this question like, wow, my life has a lot of 小人. What is 小人? You have attracted them to you because of perhaps a certain thing that you say. Okay, so unfavorable wisdom people, right, say the wrong things at the wrong time, and you don't realize that they are wrong. Yeah, and then when you tell them that, you know, I don't think that you should say that, you know, wasn't very appropriate. So they will tell you that, no, I think I'm right. I didn't say anything wrong. I was telling the truth, right? What's wrong with that? So they don't understand that they have offended someone. They are not considerate, and they don't feel that there's a need to be considerate as well. So the second one is what we call unfavorable authority. So instead of leadership stars, right, these stars of leadership are crushing the person's soul. So when they're crushing you, you feel stress. And when you feel stress, you take it out on someone. Have you met people like that? You know, they are unable to control their emotions and they take it out at someone. Have you met people like that? We have, right? So this is what we call unfavorable authority stars. And of course, then we have clashes. People that, you know, do things without understanding why. They are easily jealous. They are easily, activated. Yeah, so this is what we call clashes. And of course, bad home feng shui also gives you issues. Okay, home feng shui, right, is like a person that's talking to you. When you go home, right, and you have a good person talking to you, non-existent person. I'm not talking about your imaginary friend. So when you go home, you feel that your house has good home feng shui, right? It's like a person that's giving you positive reinforcement. Okay, if you go home and your house has bad feng shui, right? Generally, it means that you're going home and your wife is nagging at you non-stop and you cannot have peace in your heart. So that usually will affect your benefactor luck as well because you cannot focus. Now, one of the other methods that we can use to improve our benefactor luck, right, is to use date selection. Okay, this is a very interesting technique that I always teach my clients, right, during all my 八字 sessions. Okay, how to do that, right, is that you want to use your favorable elements to your advantage. Every single day has an element. Okay, the day that you're born has an element, but every single day that we live in now, right, has an element as well. For example, today is the fire element day. So let's say if your favorable element is in that of fire element, and today you are meeting a client, right? Perhaps it is easier for you to appear to be confident and try and close the sale. So let's say, for example, John is a sales agent. So his favorable element is that of fire. He can use his favorable element day to close his high net worth client. So this is what we call using date selection to better use your time. You don't want to use those good dates to be doing something like going on holiday or doing something unproductive like playing mahjong with your friends. Okay, but on dates that actually are your favorable days, right? You perhaps want to use them to close high net worth, talk to investors, or perhaps discuss with your boss about, perhaps a increment of your pay or negotiation of your salary. Okay, so this is how we use date selection. Now, then of course, we can use face reading generally to improve our benefactor luck in a few different ways. Okay, let's say we use face reading, we can understand whether this person is a good or bad person. Does that mean that we can somewhat adjust our way we look to some extent to also adjust our benefactor luck? Somewhat we can to some extent. Now, if you have a very narrow forehead, right, you can show a little bit more of your forehead, right, to gain a higher level of respect, because the forehead is actually representative of your career luck. Okay, at the center of your forehead is called a fire star, and the longer and the higher your fire star, the more easily you are able to command respect. Okay, imagine politicians. Have you seen politicians with very short forehead? Yes, I have, but seldom. Most of the politicians actually have very high forehead. So this is the reason why forehead is an important area for us to improve our benefactor luck. And then you have the brows. So having a good set of brows, right, that's smiling and at the same time, right, somewhat dense. Okay, not thick, but dense. Shows that you are a person who is confident. Okay, confident. So let's say you realize that, how come my boss is not promoting me? It could be that the impression that you give to people, right, is that your confidence level is low. So having a good set of brows can help with that. Now, your eyes. So have you seen people with droopy eyes? So the eyes goes like that. How many of you guys seen people with droopy eyes before? So droopy eyes people, right, generally give the impression that they are unable to help others, okay, because of a low level of energy. So you can actually use makeup, right, to make your eyes somewhat straighter or perhaps even slightly smiling, right, so that it gives people the impression that you have more energy and it is easier for you to increase your benefactor luck in that way as well. This is a bit hard and a bit expensive to change. But generally, if your nose is crooked, right? If your nose is crooked, it will give the impression that, you have a complex mind, okay? Because the nose is somewhat, representative of a person's mind. Now, the last one is mouth. So if you have a very blurry set of mouth at the sides, sometimes it gives the impression that this person is very blunt. So it will affect your benefactor luck. But if you have a set of well-defined lips, right, especially at the side, it will show that you can speak very well, and people generally like people with more well-defined lips. Now then, of course, we also want to see talk a little bit about moles, because whenever we talk about face reading, right, we have this topic always on moles. So I'll just quickly go through 5 of them. Yeah, so the one on the nose, right, is what we call the bad health mole. So if you have that, you can consider to remove. And of course, if you have a mole on your left cheek and you are a lady, that is usually called a stolen spouse mole. Okay, it can affect your spouse luck, or perhaps it can affect you meeting the wrong spouse as well. Okay, because to some extent, spouse is somewhat our benefactor. And for ladies especially, right, if you have a mole on your forehead, right, it is very bad for your career luck. Okay, it is very bad for your career luck. And if you have a mole that is below your eye, people will have the impression that you are a emotional person. And you have a mole that is below your mouth, that is not that you like to eat. Okay, that is called a busybody mole. So it gives people the impression that you are a busybody. So this is how moles translate into impressions, and can also translate into benefactor luck or negative benefactor luck per se. Now then, of course, we also want to learn how to identify the right people in our life who are our benefactors. So 4 things that we want to share today. Number 1, triangle eyes. So if you see someone with hooded eyes, right, it usually means that, right, they want something more from you. So when we want to identify our benefactors, which is pretty important, okay, because you don't want to identify the wrong person to be your benefactor. So triangle eyes generally mean that this person wants something more out of the deal. Okay, so it is never enough for this person. They are always looking to win an argument, to win a certain negotiation. So you need to be careful of these people, especially if they are your business partners. Now, the second one is the most important that you need to understand. It is what we call the exposed jaw or the protruding jaw. Have you met people with jaw lines, right, that are very strong, they are very well defined, and they are protruding outwards? So these people with a protruding exposed jaw, right, they are what we call the ungrateful kind of personality. So when you do a business with them, right, they will never forget, they will never remember the good things that you have done for them. Okay, so this is a very important trait for us to remember, because this is highly accurate, up to 70 to 75%. Okay, then of course, you have the nose. So I've explained about the nose already. So if you see someone with a nose that's not straight, it means some complexity within the heart. And lastly, of course, is a set of thin lips. So the thing we want to remember is thin lips speaks lies. If you have a thin set of lips, right, and you see that on a person, okay, let's say if you see a person with thin lips, you cannot exactly trust what this person is trying to say. Now, imagine that you see, this person possessing some of all these traits that I'm talking about together. Exposed jaw with triangular eyes, with thin lips, and perhaps also with a crooked nose. This is a telltale sign that you cannot trust this person. And no matter how good the deal seems, this person most probably will not be your benefactor. Now, we don't go around judging people, okay? So I'm trying to say that you still can be friends with this person, you can have dinner with this person, but perhaps in terms of finances, you might not want to trust this person at all. Okay, so if you want to find out a little bit more about, your own face, or perhaps the face of, someone else, please feel free to scan this and let us, perhaps know what you are trying to do. Let us help you with that. So you can also take down my number so that you can, contact us whenever you feel that there's a need to. Because we also offer face reading services. Okay, so for now, I'm going to take another sip at my green tea. Okay, let's continue. Now, of course, then one of the last few pointers is that, right, you can wear your favorable elements. So if you have actually scanned the code just now, right, you'll be able to talk to our, our staff, and our staff will read for you your favorable elements. Wearing your favorable elements, right, can allow you to look more attractive as well. So, these are the different colors attached to the 5 different elements. So if you wear certain elements, it will make you look more trustworthy. It will make you look more friendly, considerate, and more perhaps approachable. So wearing your favorable elements in terms of your can help you maintain a better image. And lastly, I'm coming to the end already. Home Feng Shui. So like I mentioned, home Feng Shui is super important. And just a few tips on the 2023 flying stars. So how many of you guys have heard of this term before, the flying stars? So our house is divided into 4 good areas and 4 not so good areas, generally. So one of the best stars, right, that you can use if you are still doing the hybrid working model. I envy you, but if you are still like that, perhaps you can work from home from the southwest sector of your house. If it makes sense, if your southwest sector is in the kitchen, then please don't say that I said that. So if it makes sense, you can use the southwest sector, right, to be your work from home area. Okay, and another area for you to consider maintaining good relationship with people, right, is the center of your house. Okay, center of your house. Okay, so these are just a little bit of tips that we can use to improve our Feng Shui in 2023. Now, most of us, we want to use home Feng Shui to improve our benefactor luck, and in 2 ways. So one way is that in the southeast sector of your house, right, you can place photos of your friends. This will improve your direct benefactor luck. And for your indirect benefactor luck, right, you can actually place it in the east sector of your place, right, some of your family photos as well. So for those people who are single and looking for a new relationship, right, and you want to activate that romance star, okay, so in the west sector, right, you can actually put heart-shaped ornaments, right, that will actually help you to improve your benefactor luck. And in the north sector, let's say if you are still single and you want to look for a relationship, right, you can put some fresh flowers in your house, or perhaps also scent. Now, if you want to maintain a good relationship with people, do not choose the wrong place for groundbreaking. So those suitable places is actually north, south, and southeast. So the rest, they are not suitable. And if you want to do groundbreaking on the rest of the areas of the house, please use an auspicious day for it. Okay, so lastly, I just want to mention that, right, one of the key things that it is important, right, is to keep your benefactors. As much as we want to attract them, right, keeping your benefactors are more important. And if you want to understand how exactly you can keep your benefactors, right, do sign up with us a detailed 八字 reading session, because during a detailed 八字 reading session, we can help you to analyze exactly what are your strengths and how to activate your good stars. And if you understand your weaknesses, we can also tone down on your weaknesses, right, using Feng Shui techniques, right, to reduce the loss of your benefactor luck as well. So attracting people are important, but keeping people are just as important. And I guess that's all I have for you guys today. So if you want to find out more about your benefactor luck, please feel free to contact us. Okay, thank you very much.